Good morning. I call this meeting of Pinellas County School Board, December 17th, 2024, to order. We will begin with an invocation led by Reverend Kenny Irby, Faith and Community Justice Liaison for the City of St. Petersburg's Office of Equity, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Board Member Lisa Kane, and the National Anthem performed by Holland's Royal Chamber Choir under the direction of Christian Taper. The colors will be presented by Bogosiega High School's JROTC Honor Guard under the instruction of Army Sergeant First Class Carlos Vasquez. Please stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the National Anthem. Reverend Irby, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Vice Chair Edmond. And let us pause and center ourselves in the posture of prayer. Behold, let there be light, even in the season of darkness. Let there be light upon Superintendent Hendrick, this board, administrators, educators, staff, parents, and learners. Great God of ours, show us the way of inclusive righteousness in times like these, when truths are trivialized and lies are normalized, when our children are taking the lives of children and fellow learners, when books are banned and history is reimagined, when division and hatred grip too many of our conversations. Help us, Lord, to let our light so shine. Let your light of truth and justice shine. Behold, children are heritage from the Creator, the fruit of the womb. They are rewards in our lives. They are like arrows in the hands of warriors. Our children, our youth, are blessings. Bless the families who are filled with their quivers with the children that we bear witness to. We shall not be put to shame when we speak with our enemies in the gate. Behold, the traditions of Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa, and New Year's. The season of light is upon us, and let the truth and the light of justice and transformation radiate and guide us and guard us as we pray. Behold, Lord, help us to let our light so shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Amen.
Forward, march. Mark time, march. Honor guard, hold. Left face. Carry, colors.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Present the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Please be seated.
Good morning, school board. I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. My name is Christian Tapper, and I have the pleasure of directing the Hollins Royals Chamber Choir here this morning, and we have a selection to sing for you guys this morning.
Of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Ooh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again, King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. Ooh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Thank you, Mr. Tapper and Hollins Royal Chamber Choir. Next up, we have agenda item 1.5, a video. We will now share the video of our top 10 Teacher of the Year finalists. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Miss Snyder. You are one of the top 10 finalists for Pinellas County Schools Teacher of the Year. Yay!
I'm so happy but so surprised. It's amazing. I've worked really hard and I love my job, so this is awesome.
There you go. There you go.
I just love coming to work every day and bringing my own children and getting to change the lives of these guys and teach them something every day.
Please give it up for your teacher, Mrs. Fuller, the Pinellas County Schools top 10 finalists for Teacher of the Year.
I'm just extremely excited and pleased and can't wait to represent CFMS for the top 10. These are my children. This is my life. Everything that I've done, my grandparents have set me up for this, and so for this, I am extremely privileged to be one of the top 10 for Pinellas County for the 2024 school year.
Not only are you the Jonathan C. Gibbs High School Teacher of the Year, you are also a Pinellas County Schools top 10 teacher finalist.
All right, thank you, sir. I'm really excited. Thank you very much. It's a huge honor for Mr. Brown for Gibbs High School. We have phenomenal teachers and we have phenomenal students, so I'm very proud to represent the students and the teachers of Gibbs High School. A long history of respect, excellence, and pride.
You are a top 10 finalist for Teacher of the Year with Pinellas County Schools. How do you feel right now?
I feel so excited. I feel honored. I feel overwhelmed.
It's
it's not lost on me that I get to represent such a great place and such a great class. We pour our hearts and souls into teaching, and just to have that recognition and be able to represent a profession as one of the top people that is in that profession is just incredibly humbling.
Your very own Mr. Moet has been selected as a top 10 finalist for Teacher of the Year.
I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for just like wanting to teach and wanting to come into this classroom. So every day that I wake up, I don't know if I'm going to live or not, and I come in and I just want you guys to learn. I really appreciate it, and honestly, it's just these kids just work hard and they make me look good, so thank you guys.
Dr. Deely, congratulations. You are a finalist for our Teacher of the Year.
I love the students that you saw today. I like to be able to share my talents and my gifts and hone theirs. Whatever their talents and their gifts are is what's more important. So we partner together in a whole lot of different fun things. And it's just a learning experience for all of us. It's mind-numbing, it's exciting. I'm beyond surprised.
Congratulations! You are one of Pinellas County Schools' top 10 Teachers of the Year!
I am beyond humbled and happy and excited. I love my job. I never feel like I'm going to my job when I come to work. So it's something I've always wanted to do. So I'm overjoyed.
You are top 10 finalist of the year.
I can't even put into words how extremely grateful I am, and my students are a testament to this, and my school is a testament to this. Never thought that I would be in the top 10, let alone just the Teacher of the Year. So this was a huge opportunity, and I just feel so privileged and honored. I get to teach them how to read and write. It's my life's work. It's what I was always meant to do.
Ms. Shortcliffe, do you know why all these people are here? No. Congratulations, you're a top 10 finalist for Teacher of the Year.
It's wonderful to be nominated. That's what I expected. I'm like, oh, nomination's good. I didn't think I'd make the top 10, so I'm very appreciative. They mean the world to me, and if I can help one student improve in their education, then I've done my job, I think. I'm not going to stop with one, but it's the most important thing. I think I've always wanted to be a teacher, and gosh, it's so great to be here.
Miss Ashby is one of Pinellas County's top 10 Teachers of the Year.
Wow. Even if I was never named the top 10 finalist, I do this because I really do love these kids. This world is so much bigger than just these couple blocks. It's a big, big world out there, and I'm able to show them and open up doors for them and open up their mind to help them to just go forth. Thank you. I do it for them.
Congratulations to the top 10 Teacher of the Year finalists. It is evident that their passion and excitement shines through at their school, from their students speaking to the celebration from the administrators. So thank you. Please note that Chairperson Mrs. Hine is unable to be here today. Now for the introduction of the professional and community organizations by Ms. Mascarenas, Public Information Officer.
Good morning, Madam Vice Chair, members of the board, Mr. Hendrick, and staff. It is my pleasure to introduce the following representatives of community and professional organizations. From the Pinellas Classroom Teachers Association, Lee Bryant, President. From the Pinellas County Council of PTAs, Reagan Miller. Representing the North Pinellas League of Women Voters, Nancy Cohen. From the Pinellas Arts for a Complete Education Coalition, Maria Cantonis. Today, we have a presentation from the Student Rights and Responsibility Committee. Please welcome students Lena Adams and Lorelei Thompson from Hollins High School and their principal, Candace Metcalf.
Welcome.
Good morning, members of the Pinellas County School Board and other officials. We are incredibly grateful for the opportunity to present the Student Rights and Responsibilities Committee report for Hollins High School. My name is Lena Adams. I'm a senior at Hollins in the Academy of Entertainment Arts and Cambridge program, as well as the Executive Student Body President.
And I'm Lorelei Thompson. I'm a senior in the Cambridge program and the AVID program at Hollins High School, as well as the Executive Student Body Vice President. We'd like to thank you for your time today as we tell you a little bit more about our school.
Hollins is a district application program as well as an AVID site of distinction, where our mission is to be the best public high school in the state of Florida. Our goal is for every student not just to graduate with a high school diploma, but to also acquire some form of college credit and industry certification, learn career skills, and pursue various pathways to post-secondary education and success.
For the past 2 years, we have earned a school letter grade of a C. This year, we are points away from being a B. We proudly offer 3 application programs, including Cambridge Culinary Arts and the Unique Academy of Entertainment Arts, otherwise known as AEA. In addition to these, we also offer technical programs such as cosmetology, machining, and robotics.
Out of approximately 2,000 students, 558 are enrolled in one of our 3 application programs, with 120 seniors expected to graduate from one of said programs. Our academy breakdown is as follows. Culinary Arts has 130 students, 24 of them being seniors. Cambridge has 135 students enrolled, with 34 of them being seniors. The Academy of Entertainment Arts has 293 students enrolled, with 62 of them being seniors, making it our largest program on campus.
Last year, 62 students earned their Cambridge diploma. 27 of them are those current high school seniors, who earned their diplomas last year as juniors. This means out of the 34 expected Cambridge graduates, only 7 of them have yet to earn their diploma.
Our Culinary Arts program presents students with the opportunity to earn up to 3 industry certifications throughout their 4 years at Hollins. Each year, this program sends students to competitions where they have been very successful. Some of their accomplishments include winning first place at the Florida State Grilled Cheese Competition, the Pro Start Competition, and the state's competition for skills, where they've won first place in the wedding cakes category for 3 years in a row.
In addition to this, at the state's competition for skills, they've won second place at both in the culinary edible centerpiece and baking sections. At the Skills Culinary Arts competition, they've won first place 5 times, second place 3 times, and third place 2 times. Finally, at the Skills Baking and Pastry competition, they've won first place 3 times, second place 3 times, and third place 2 times.
The Academy of Entertainment Arts program consists of multiple tracks. The main branches are film, music production, game design, animation, and brand U. Alongside these, we also offer an array of unique electives such as special effects makeup and photography. This program offers students the chance to enter their work into festivals, competitions, and showcases. Since 2014, our AEA has won 9 Scholastics Art and Writing National Awards, 89 Scholastics Art and Writing Regional Awards, 28 Semi Awards, and 1 Student World Award.
Along with this, our AEA students have participated in Broad Awards Home and 5 FMEA digital music showcases, 26 Gasparilla International Film Festivals, 3 Palm Beach International Film Festivals, 4 Buhuhaha Film Festivals, 3 Boynton Beach Short Film Festivals, and 6 Dollywood Surreal Film Competitions, and 8 Sunscreen Film Festivals. In the 2022-23 school year alone, awards were won at 5 different film festivals.
The Cambridge International program allows students to earn as few as 21 or as many as 45 college credits. Students not enrolled in the program are still eligible to take ACE classes and earn their Cambridge diploma. Earning the Cambridge diploma makes students eligible to receive a 100% Bright Future Scholarship by waiving the test score requirements so long as they have the required GPA and volunteer hours. The Cambridge program prepares students for college by matching the level of rigor found at universities.
As well as the cosmetology program consists of 9 levels that students can take throughout their 4 years at Hollins High School. Upon completing all 9 levels as well as the required hours for a cosmetology license, students can submit their application to the Florida State Board of Cosmetology. Students are technically required to have 1,200 hours to take their exam and have 3 attempts. However, if they have 1,000 hours, they can challenge the board and have a single attempt to take their exam. Once they take their state board and pass the exam, students can become licensed cosmetologists.
Our machining program begins at Hollins and funnels into Pinellas Technical College. Students first take Tech 1, 2, and 3, where they begin with the basics of machining, learning how to operate machines such as hand saws and drill presses. Then they gradually advance and learn how to use vertical milling machines and lathe machines. By their 4th year, they begin a dual enrollment program with Pinellas Technical College. This allows them to reach the required hours in order to receive their industry certification.
At our school, robotics is offered both as a class and as an extracurricular activity. Our 2 robotics teams build robots, program them, and compete with them at regional, state, and national levels where they bring home abundance of victories each year. In the previous years, our team has made it all the way to the world competition in Austin, Texas.
In 2022, they won 2nd place at the league championships for the Control Award and the Think Award. In addition to this, they were the 2nd pick for the Winning Alliance. In 2023 at the league championships, they won 1st place for the Connect Award and 2nd place for the Innovate Award. At the Florida State Championships in 2022, they were the 2nd pick for the Winning Division Alliance and a finalist alliance of states. At the 2023 Florida State Championship, they won 2nd place for the Design Award.
Hollins is one of the only schools in the county to implement what is known as teen court. We partner and collaborate with the 6th Judicial Court and hold court meetings out of school to make it more accessible to families and students at the risk of truancy. The program mainly focuses on underclassmen to get them on track for graduation and improve their attendance while building them up with supports in place for success.
Starting last year, we began offering the Triad of Life training, where we partner with Sunstar paramedics to promote safety among staff and students by teaching Stop the Bleed, Narcan administration, and bystander CPR.
As a way to support our students and families within the community, Hollins operates a thrift store for free of charge and offering not only clothes and shoes, but also hygiene products for anyone who may need it. Their store runs solely on donations and student volunteers. This year we have added a dress closet fully stocked with beautiful prom and homecoming dresses, allowing students to save money when it comes to school dances.
Hollins is a truly unique place with an overwhelming number of opportunities. Our teachers and administrators ensure that we leave Hollins with some form of college credit or industry certification. This puts us a step ahead of the competition when it comes to applying for colleges and jobs.
Our school's mission is to be the best public high school in the state of Florida, and every day the students, teachers, and administrators try very hard to achieve just that. Hollins has given us the opportunity to learn and grow in fields for our interests, all while giving us real opportunities. We are incredibly grateful that we are able to attend such an amazing school.
As we conclude, we would like to thank the school board, Mr. Hendrick, Mrs. Metcalf, and all the others who make Hollins High School possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for highlighting the academic excellence, talent, and opportunities available at Hollins High.
Thank you.
Agenda item 2.1, possible changes to the agenda. Mr. Hendrick, are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair. There is one amendment, item 7.22, request approval of the administrative appointment of the principal at Tarpon Springs Middle School. It was added for the public to look at yesterday as we concluded interviews at the end of last week.
Thank you. Board members, are there any amendments? As board chair, I see good cause to amend the agenda as described by Mr. Hendrick. Agenda item 3.1, adoption of the agenda. May I have a motion? I have a motion by Mrs. King and a second by Mrs. Myers. The vote will reflect, all in favor? Aye. The vote reflects 6-0 with one board member being absent. Okay. All right, public comments on agenda items. Mrs. Hauk, are there any speakers to agenda items?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have one speaker.
Okay. Members of the public have 3 separate opportunities to address the board when we gather for a business meeting. The first is public comment on agenda items. The second is at public hearings, most of which are policies. The last is after our meeting when speakers may address the general business of the district. At each opportunity for public input, board members are here to listen to you. This is not a time for interaction, but the board will take your comments into consideration before it votes on agenda items. The board is committed to a standard of civility and decorum in conducting our meetings. This includes refraining from clapping or making audible noises during or after a speaker's comments. We appreciate your assistance in maintaining a civil and constructive environment. Lastly, please note that this meeting and all public comments will be broadcast live on the internet, and the video will be publicly archived. Members of the public may always communicate with the board through our email address, board@pcsb.org, or by calling the board office at 588-6300. Thank you.
Our speaker today is Mark Clutho. He is speaking to items 7.15, 7.16, 7.18, and 7.13.
1.3, 421,000, but the final bill is 5 million. And of course, you're upgrading the chiller and HVAC systems. Oh yeah, pump the carbon. 7.15. You're going to decrease, but it's still $5,156,000 for another bad building. 7.16. You're going to decrease, but it's still $22,963,000 for another bad building. 7.18, a decrease, but it's $4,362,000. Oh no, I take that back. $7,498,000 with the strategic priority, fiscal and operational responsibility. What a joke. You know, walking in here, I'm looking over here at that new hideous city hall for the city of Largo. And I'm thinking, if only Largo or the Pinellas Schools would make some buildings to give an example for them, I wouldn't be looking at that building. But all of these here are the same thing over and over again. And so we end up with the headline like this: science can't keep up with the warming planet. And we have these graphs. So the part that you could do, you just completely ignore high-performance passive solar buildings. That science is ripe for the picking. And what do? Just completely ignore it.
Thank you. On to the next agenda item. Seeing that there is no unfinished business, we're on to agenda item 7, consent. May I have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda?
I make a motion.
We have a motion from Mrs. Long and a second from Mrs. Peters. All in favor? The vote passes 5-0. Thank you. Now we're moving on to, pardon?
Oh, you can check with Mrs. Meyer. And
Mrs. Myers? Okay. So the vote passes 6-0 for the consent agenda. Now moving on to non-consent agenda item 8.1. May I have a motion and a second to approve agenda item 8.1, which is the request for approval with Centegix for the purchase of the Crisis Alert wearable solution. We have a motion from Mrs. Long and a second from Mrs. Myers. Mr. Hendrick?
Thank you, Ms. Edmond. I'd like to call up our school safety specialist, Sean Joel, to talk more about this item 8.1, but we did workshop this last week with the board, and as the board knows, we continually look at all of our systems to make our schools as safe as possible, and this particular request, we believe, brings even greater safety to our students and staff. And so to explain that and a little bit about the contract, Mr. Joel.
Madam Vice Chair, board members, Superintendent Hendrick, and staff, good morning. So in 2020, during the legislative session, Alyssa's Law was enacted. And from Alyssa's Law, it dictated that every school district within the state of Florida purchase and provide to their staff and administrators a mobile panic alert system capable of integrating directly with the closest responding emergency dispatch center. As a district, we looked at the approved list provided by the Florida Department of Education, selected a vendor, and we implemented that during the 21-22 academic year, and it has been in place since that time. During this time now, new technologies have emerged, advanced, and evolved. And from our research and our review, we discovered a wearable crisis alert badge produced by Centegix. And we believe that this particular solution will only add to our current operational platform that we have in place for the safety and security of our schools. It is a single-purpose badge that can be worn by our staff and our administrators along with their school ID, so they will have it on them at all times at any one of our campuses throughout the district. The nice thing or the incredible thing about this new technology is that it will integrate directly with our current software solutions that we have in place within our security. So it will not detract, it will only increase the efficiency and the effectiveness of the safety and security platform we have in place, which means that identifying or being notified of a critical incident at one of our campuses will be that much quicker. The response from law enforcement will be much more efficient and effective of getting to the exact location on our campus to provide the emergency response to that particular situation. I truly feel through the research and review that we've done that this will actually be a force multiplier for the current safety and security protocols we have in place. However, it will not negatively impact us providing a welcoming and a safe and respectful climate within our learning environments for our schools.
Board members, are there any comments? Okay. Mrs. Long?
I just want to thank you for the research that your team does. It's going to make life a lot safer for kids. Unfortunately, we live in a world where danger is all around us. But this is a great way. It's something that I think will ease teachers, that they don't have to run. You know, when I taught moons ago, you panicked. And this panic will be right there on your neck, ready to go. I think it's going to take a lot of pressure off of teachers.
Thank you, ma'am.
So thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Joel, and your team. Having the opportunity to speak with colleagues as well as the representatives of this organization, I believe this is a right step to go. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have a motion on the floor to approve. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes 6-0. Agenda item 8.2, requests the adoption of the proposed Greater Florida Consortium of School Boards 2025 legislative program. May I have a motion and a second to approve item 8.2? Thank you, Mrs. Long. Mrs. Long made the motion. Mrs. Blacksburg made the second. Currently, I have an opportunity to serve as the president of the Consortium of School Boards, and I'm proud to bring this item forward. The consortium has 10 school member districts at this time, and those districts include Brevard, Broward, Charlotte, Collier, Manatee, Miami-Dade, Monroe, Palm Beach, our county, and St. Lucie. Annually, member districts are asked to submit platform recommendations. Our platform items, except for our appropriations request, was submitted and later discussed at the consortium's legislative platform meeting with proposals from other counties in November. The majority of our platform items are included in this document. As stated during the workshop, if the board rejects any issue, that issue is automatically removed from the program. There was no discussion to remove or amend any items at the workshop. So at this time, we have a motion on the floor to approve. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Agenda item 8.3, requests the adoption of the Florida School Boards Association 2025 legislative platform. May I have a motion and a second to approve item 8.3? We have a motion from Mrs. Myers and a second from Mrs. Peters. Mrs. Kane, would you please introduce this item?
Sure, thank you so much. Very proud to serve the Pinellas County School Board as the representative on the Florida State School Board Board of Directors, as well as the Florida State School Boards Association Policy Committee this year. While I'm not on the legislative committee, I'm going to introduce the item, but I've been keeping up with some of the changes and the bills being proposed throughout the process. So if you've taken a look at this document, some of it you've probably seen before in years gone by, but some of the highlights of this year's platform for the Florida State School Board are our hurricane relief and community resilience platform. There's some items on there about not holding harmless school districts who had to relocate students into other areas due to the hurricane and the effects of the hurricanes in different geographical areas. So there's a section that is dedicated to that, as well as administrative efficacy, which is highlighting the school start time proposals throughout that. There's some information on attendance and accountability about allowing districts to laser in on unexcused absences that are currently the current policy states that within a 90-day period, a student would need 10 unexcused absences for the district to take action. And so the proposal is that we would eliminate the 90-day period so that after the 10th unexcused absence to the district would be able to start the process of initiating mediating the process, sorry. I'm fumbling all over that one, but in a nutshell, that's what it means. We have an area on school safety as well, continuing to support the implementation of HB 1473, school safety. And also finally, in the final section of the proposal, there is an entire section for education funding and fiscal responsibility, discussing student-based allocation, and a number of other workforce development proposals. So if you've had a chance to look at it, it's really great proposals, and hopefully we will be successful in this year's platform.
Thank you, Mrs. Kane. I have the opportunity to serve on Florida School Boards Association Legislative Committee for both federal and local advocacy, and I just would like to acknowledge the work of our board, because as we created our platform items and provided the opportunity for me to submit those with Mrs. Dole, the majority of our platform items are included on the Florida School Board Association's platform. And as mentioned in the workshop, they have the platform items on the front and items related to funding on the back of the platform. And one thing that we didn't have an opportunity to discuss that Ms. Kane mentioned is in the platform is the hurricane relief and community resilience, which is a great component of this platform on top of the other items included. So thank you very much for your work on the platform, colleagues, and I look forward to continuing to push our advocacy forward. And if this passes, we'll have the support of the state association as we move forward with items in our advocacy. So thank you. We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 6-0. Thank you very much. On to new business. Agenda item 9.1. Superintendent?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Last February, as you remember, board members, we applied for district-wide accreditation from Cognia, and we received word in July that we received that accreditation, ongoing accreditation. Just last week, we received recognition from Cognia that we have been honored as the only Florida school district for exemplifying the values that drive positive change and improvement in student outcomes in their once-a-year award to school districts in the state of Florida. So we're very proud of that award, and we'll be receiving it in January as the only school district in Florida to receive that. Congratulations to all of our students, our staff, and our community for that great recognition. Over the last weekend, we've had lots of opportunities to see the student experience in action in Pinellas County Schools. One of those was at Azalea Middle School with the 4th annual Drone Expo, the Sunshine State Drone Expo, which is hosted by the school's Civil Air Patrol Cadet Squadron. Different drones from all over the state and operators helping students understand ways to use the technology and also make careers from that. We also had 7 schools advance from the first LEGO Robotics Regional Tournament, and they will go to Orlando to participate in the state tournament coming up. Those include the Osceola Middle School Chiefs, the Fitzgerald Phantoms, the Eastlake Middle School Engineer Eagles, the Safety Harbor Brick Rays, the John Hopkins Middle School Techno Trojans, the Perkins Elementary Wares Warriors, and the Clearwater Fundamental Radioactive Trash Pandas. All 7 schools advancing to the state competition. And last weekend, we also had our indoor soccer championship, which was won by Oak Grove Middle School, and that was part of the larger Experience PCS event. And to give the community a little more information on that, we have a short video that we're going to show.
So we're at Experience PCS. This is our 3rd year of trying to show the community what's available in Pinellas County Schools.
Woo, look at that!
We have demonstrations from students from everything from culinary to vet tech and everything in between. And then we have a lot of competitions. There's musical drumline today. Behind us in the gymnasium is an indoor soccer championship for middle school. So it's just showing the community and inviting everyone in to see what Pinellas County Schools has to offer. We want to show the community what we have. It's so infrequent that they get to come inside and experience school the way it is today, which is very different maybe than 20 years ago, 40 years ago. And so you get to see the new things, all the new technology.
What this young man is doing, he's using our virtual reality Prisms headsets, and it is designed for mathematics from middle school math all the way through advanced math in high school. But this is really engaging their mindset on reality. It makes the lessons come to life.
So we're experiencing our 2nd annual Chalk Mural Challenge. We've got 4 participating schools. The theme this year is Spark Excellence, and so you're going to see some kind of imagery that's connected to that. The other thing that they need to incorporate in their image is the PCS porch logo.
We've created a family engagement event around math.
John, give me 5. Thank you.
We believe that parents are the cornerstone of partnering with our schools to ensure that students achieve. And so what we have here is an example for elementary and secondary using bingo to instill those math concepts.
He loves math, and it was great because he got to use his math skills and memorization and everything that he's learned in school.
As the parents and the families go through this process, They then end with an area here, which is conversation. And so we know that the cornerstone for all levels is having that conversation with your kids about their school day.
This was fun because I got to learn new things about like animals and how to like make things. This is fun because I really like hands-on activities and I got to experience that today. Having a really fun time. I think about this was so fun. I like dressing up as a fireman because it's my first time being in a fireman suit and a glove.
This is fantastic. I didn't even know they had this, and to be able to see different areas of different schools and what's offered throughout the Pinellas County Schools was astonishing.
I think this is so cool. I'm excited to touch the tarantula. I think it's cool that they're keeping the kids and their families involved and teaching them about animals.
I think it's great, a learning experience for science and technology, and both my kids have had a really good time. I think the drones are really fun.
That it's a lot of fun and educational, and it's different.
My daughter, Malice, she have a very great experience with the singing Ignite chore. It's amazing for her. This is a very great event that I have experienced. It's awesome.
So there were about 4,000 attendees last weekend. I want to thank board members who were there. Also, Mayor Bruce Rector spent a long time watching and cheering on students in the indoor soccer competition. And I want to thank Principal Bob Florio for opening up his school for the weekend. We are at the end of the fall athletics season, and I want to congratulate the high school football players who participated in the 30th annual Pinellas All-Star Football Game, which was also held at Clearwater High School last week. The South County team beat the North 34-20, but all the students had the opportunity to be an all-star. And speaking of all-stars, I want to congratulate two of our fall sports teams, the Northeast High School boys cross country team and the Northeast High School girls volleyball team, which both earned first place in the state academic team championships. They had the highest grade point average of any team in the state in those particular sports. And a couple of things coming up for the public to do as you're at home over the next couple of weeks for the holidays. Go out and see some student artwork at the Marian Arts Center. The high school artwork has just closed, but the middle school artwork is now on display. It's through January 18th at the Marian in our continuing way to showcase student artwork across the community. This year's theme at the Marian is My Favorite Thing. And our district application program will ramp up the opportunity for parents to apply for Magnet Fundamental and Career Academy programs. Will begin on January 7th. We'll have a YouTube Live on January 6th. But over the break is a great time to take a look at those websites and make those final preparations. And of course, I know everyone on January 1st will be watching the 2025 Tournament of Roses Parade in California, as our own Seminole Warhawk Marching Band will be participating in that parade. And it is our last board meeting before our upcoming holiday break, and I hope everyone has a safe and enjoyable break. And finally, as I do at each meeting, I'd like to recognize one of our employees for demonstrating our core values, and this time is Miss Jody Berrien, a third grade teacher at Fugate Elementary School, who was recently recognized by a colleague who said Miss Berrien exemplifies a commitment to children and connectedness with both staff and families. After being a teacher for over 30 years, watching Miss Berrien work with her students to instill the joy and fun of learning has reinvigorated me. She makes connections with students through fun and learning and reminds me daily that the two should be intertwined. And for this, both my students and I are grateful. Thank you, Ms. Berrien, and all of our employees for what you do each and every day in this most challenging semester. And I look forward to that 2-week break for all of our employees. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Agenda item 9.2, items introduced by School Board Attorney.
I have no report today. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you. Agenda item 9.3, items introduced by the board. Okay. I do have a few items. One is I had the opportunity to attend Explore PCS, and every year it's different. And I think that's just another way that the district highlights what's going on that's great, from the chili cook-off to the art contest. Having the opportunity to see my own child engage in the activities was great. So thank you and your team for providing that opportunity annually. Saturday, I had the opportunity to attend Reading Opens the World book distribution held at Johns Hopkins, and that was put on by AFT and PCTA PESPA. So I would like to acknowledge them and several students from Hollins High. They were volunteering, popping the popcorn, making the cotton candy, and just to see the amount of books, the excitement on teachers, students, and all that walked in there to obtain those 30 books and Legos, that just was amazing. So thank you. And then last but not least is the FSBA Advocacy Committee. They met during the conference and completed an activity, but I just want to let colleagues know that in January, the meeting will be open to all board members. They'll have a social media and a marketing expert on the call, just to provide some information regarding social media and legal, even though we have Mr. Kaversky here to give us all our legal guidance. And also, one of the platform items that are both on our platform, FSBA, and the consortium is the VPK bill. And Senator Berman filed a full-day VPK bill. So just making sure that you all are aware of that so that we can continue to track those items. And I wish you all a wonderful, safe winter break. Mrs. Woodford, do we have any requests?
I did not record any requests.
Thank you. Agenda item 10.1. With that, seeing no other business, I adjourn this meeting and move to public participation. Mrs. Hauk, do we have any speakers today?
Yes, we have 3 speakers this morning.
Thank you. I will adjourn the meeting and we will move to We will now move to public comment on the general business of the district. Please note that the views and comments of the public speakers are their own and not endorsed nor sponsored by the school board or district. We cannot ensure the accuracy of statements made, but will review concerns that are raised and take appropriate action, which may include clarifications or the referral of speakers to the proper staff member for assistance. The board is committed to a standard of civility and decorum in conducting our meetings. This includes refraining from clapping or making audible noises during or after a speaker's comments. We appreciate you assisting us in maintaining a civil and constructive environment. Additionally, please note that although board members or Superintendent Hendrick may leave the dais briefly, there are speakers in the back room, and we will continue to be able to hear your comments. Thank you. Mrs. Hauk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The first 2 speakers are Mark Clutho and Dr. Jeff Walker.
Mark Clutho, Largo. Did your lawyer not tell you your civility notion is null and void? The 11th Circuit Court ruled, here's page 16, restrictions that bar offensive or otherwise unwelcome speech are impermissible. Straightforward. Did you not instruct him? Do you not understand plain English? Straightforward, simple. Effectively, happy talk, that's with some catastrophes around it. Permitting a speaker to give positive or benign comments, but not negative or even challenging ones. No, doesn't work that way. You know, again, First Amendment, you just don't understand how it works. You're pathetic. I'll have to have another meeting. Again, science can't keep up with the warming planet. you don't do your part, ignoring the science of high-performance passive solar building. Here's the headline: Hurricane Milton is terrifying, and it is just the start. More hurricanes are slamming the Gulf Coast. Is this the new normal? Yeah, it certainly is. And who's responsible? Tariffs may raise U.S. prices. So you factor that into your equation. And then here was the spotlight on Tampa Bay. And these stupid fools, reactionaries. And that's all you are. You're just creating a hell of a future because you ignore science. It's so sad. 25 years I've been bringing the science.
Mr. Walker.
My turn? Okay. Yeah, hi, my name is Dr. Jeffrey Walker. I'm a Duke University trained neurosurgeon practicing in Pinellas County for 40 years, starting next year. And I've been on the Pinellas Education Foundation for over 20 years, and am a founder and major sponsor of Walker's Rising Stars. I'd like to invite everybody to that wonderful event on May 5th at Mahaffey Theater. It starts at 6 o'clock, and you bring all your family, grandkids, kids. It's a wonderful event that celebrates excellence in the arts, in all the arts. All those students are A+ students. And the reason I'm here today, this is the first school board meeting I've ever been to, and so I want to, what I'm trying to talk about here is that my son is a 7th grader at Thorogood Marshall Middle School, and of course he's gifted, and in the gifted program. So he came home with a C on his report card. So in my world, B means bad and C is like terrible. So I chastised him about getting a C, and he goes, but I made the honor roll. Honor roll? How can you make an honor roll with making a C? So I found out from Mr. Hendricks that that's board policy, that having a C can get you into the honor roll. Throughout this whole meeting, we've been celebrating excellence in education, students. Our own school district, went to an A, all right? And I think it's very important that we raise the bar high. These students will jump over it. You have to have confidence. You have to raise the, this policy was set when the school district was a C. So, no one's happy that it was a C or even a B school district, and now it's a middle of the pack A. This board and the superintendent, they wanted to be an A+ school district. So well, I think that you need to change the honor roll to eliminate C's. They have to have all A's and B's. Straight A's is the principal's list. Then the other issue is that my son came home and he was very upset because his Spanish teacher gave him a 50 on a homework assignment where he forgot the last question out of 20. And then, so that didn't seem right to me. And then she cited a board policy that if you don't turn in your homework or it's incomplete, that you get a 50. Well, that was really designed so if you don't turn in the work, you get a 50 instead of a 0, so it doesn't completely ruin your grade. So she did eventually come around to that, but the fact that the teachers thought that that was board policy, I think that needs to be.
Thank you. The next speaker is Lee Bryant.
Good morning, Ms. Edmond, members of the board, Superintendent Hendrick and staff. My name is Lee Bryant. I'm the president of the PCTA. And it was nice seeing some of you at the Reading Opens the World event, Ms. Edmond, Ms. Blacksburg, Mr. Hendrick. If I missed you, it may have been out because I was out learning how to make cotton candy that morning so I could teach the kids from Hollins High. We did have volunteers from Hollins and St. Pete High there, and that was very fun event. AFT sponsored it. Randy Weingarten, the president, came. First Book sponsored it. Florida Freedom to Read was there with Ms. Miller working very hard, and her family. I'd like to thank Mr. Herbick and his staff, Mr. Hendrick and school. From J-Hop, John Hopkins, Mr. Carlman Jones, Mr. Michael Sharp, and Ms. Christy Lane for all their help putting on the event. We had over 30 pallets of books and Legos to give away. Over 30,000 books we gave away. We shared thousands and thousands and thousands of books with families, with teachers. It was a wonderful event. We had DJ Kitty there. We had St. Pete Mad, the music, acting, and dance troupe. So after the event, we were able to share with pre-K level books with the families at the Betty Ray Ivy Center, the Lou Williams School. Dropped off books there this morning at 6:30 at the Lou Williams Center for pre-K. It was tough. I'm not used to that. I'm not in high school anymore. As we finish up this calendar year, simply, if you celebrate and you remember Yule, Christmas, Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, your friends at PCTA and PESPA wish you happy holidays. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Thank you.
There are no more speakers.
Thank you. That concludes our meeting.